Welcome back to Africa Science Focus, the weekly science and development show from SciDevNet. I am Ogechi Ekeanyo. Today we beam the light on the activities of the Tambo Africa Research Chairs Initiative. The Tambo Africa Research Chairs Initiative honors the work of Oliver Tambo, a prominent South African and Pan-Africanist with a science education background. He believed in creating change through education, cooperation and solidarity among African nations. The Tambo Africa Research Chairs Initiative is spearheaded by the South Africa's National Research Foundation and the Department of Science and Innovation in partnership with the Oliver and Adelaide Tambo Foundation, Canada's International Development Research Centre, and the Science Granting Council's initiative in Sub-Saharan Africa. In total, 10 researchers have been selected as Tambo Africa Research Chairs at leading universities across the continent. Their aim is to improve research systems on the continent, expand research capacity, and contribute to the production of knowledge. In this episode, our reporter, Michael Kaloki, speaks with chairholders on the significance of research on the African continent and how the initiative helps foster collaboration among African researchers. Ders Madeira, one of the chairholders and Project Service Director, National Research Foundation in Mozambique, throws more light on this.
Research on the continent is very important, and it's also noted that research infrastructure is a big challenge for researchers. So on my view, I think that more investment on research infrastructure should be done by the countries, so we can develop more research from high quality and perhaps research from excellence. So if we want to achieve excellence, we need to commit ourselves to invest more on research infrastructure, so it will give us better research and better results that can help our communities to solve problems that they face daily, and also develop socioeconomically our countries.
Do you have experience in the transfer of technology projects? How important for Africa is the transference of skills within the continent?
Yeah, this is a very important question. I will respond to this question with an example. In Mozambique, as I said, we are most agrarian country, and electricity, unfortunately, is not covered by all the country. So an innovator has developed manual pump to pump water to irrigate the soils, the areas for agriculture. It was here in the south, but this irrigation problem is a problem that all the communities from all the country are facing. So after we funded this innovation, or funding the development of this prototype to come to the pump, it went to the industry. They had improved the design and put in the market. So the innovator started to train communities from center and north, part of the country, how to use this manual pump. Even a small child can operate this. It's very light. So it is to show you the importance of transfer of technology. It will help to solve the same problem in different areas. It capacitates people that are in rural areas to use technologies that they can operate easily. So it is in South region of Africa, most of the countries face the same challenges. So having a technology that is developed in any of our countries and transfer these technologies to other countries allow to solve problems that the other country also face. easily, because we not need to research this technology, to go and deep on each step again, and we receive technology that we can adapt and adjust to our reality. So it is very important that in Africa we can develop and also transfer technology that can be adjustable to our conditions.
Thank you very much, Deshte. The National Research Fund has partnerships with a number of institutions. How important is collaboration between institutions on the continent in advancing research?
Collaboration by itself, it's very useful, because when we collaborate with others, we can share skills, we can share infrastructures, we can share a lot of things. So from our experience, we have started our collaboration with South Africa, which is their nearest country, and we have learned a lot with them. And I think that they also have learned from us how we do things. Through this collaboration, we were able to open the frontiers for the researchers to do joint research between these two countries. So results that was produced in Mozambique for agriculture or health could be used in South Africa, or compared in South Africa and expanded to more deep research. And at the end, researchers could sit together and see the research results, and also these results could support decision makers on specific thematic areas like agriculture and health. So with Zambia, with Cote d'Ivoire, we are opening frontiers for not only for our researchers to collaborate with the researchers abroad, improving the way that they do research, improving the possibility of publications between countries, but also between science granting councils as Mozambique and Zambia and Namibia. We could share our systems and also see how better or how strong are we ready to respond to what the development of research is asking us. So we share policies, we improve policies from each other, and also the framework established for research in each country. So collaboration brings all these possibilities. So it is very important.
Research can provide innovative solutions to problems faced by many African nations, particularly if the research findings are easily accessible. For instance, research can play a pivotal role in addressing the food insecurity challenges many African nations face and mitigate new challenges that threaten food safety and security in the region. According to the 2022 Global Report on Food Crisis, developed by the Food Security Information Network, at least 1 in 5 Africans goes to bed hungry, and an estimated 140 million Africans face food insecurity. To find out more about how research can provide solutions to food insecurity in the region, Michael spoke to Kwesi Firibu Salia, a professor at the Department of Food Process Engineering in the University of Ghana and an Tambo African Research Chair holder.
Yes, I've been working on food safety and quality. And the reason is that I need to explain that there are two terms here, food safety and food quality. Now, food safety refers to all the measures and practices taken to ensure that food is safe to eat and free from harmful contaminants. And so food safety actually is to be sure that food should be safe for human consumption and free from hazards that may compromise the health of the consumer. Now, food quality, on the other hand, refers to the features and characteristics of a food product that are acceptable to consumers and meet their expectations. So one has to do with health, and the other has to do with the acceptability of the food. They are related, but they are also distinct. Food safety and quality are important because, one, they affect human health. Two, they affect public health. And three, they relate to the competitiveness. Competitiveness here means trade of food and also to food security.
Professor, what would be your assessment on the general state of food safety and quality in your country, Ghana?
Food delivery systems in West Africa, and I presume in East Africa too, can be looked at in two areas. That is the formal food delivery system and the informal food delivery system. Now, the formal food delivery system is very well structured, it's regulated by standards based on Codex Alimentarius. On the other hand, the informal sector, that employs a lot more people, is very difficult to regulate.
Okay, Professor. What role do cultural norms play in supporting or in some cases posing a challenge to food research? For example, you have been involved in research that looks at using peanut cowpea milk, that's peanut and cowpea milk, to replace dairy milk in a specific food-making process. However, across the continent, it might be a challenge to get many people to substitute the foods they have been used to for others.
The bread you know today was once somebody's traditional food, same as the cheese, same as most of the ready-to-eat foods you know. And if you were to resurrect human beings 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, who died 300 years ago, 400 years ago, they may not recognize what you call bread today as bread. Food is dynamic. I agree very well that food product acceptability is very important. It has socio-cultural foundations. I agree completely. But it also requires that you should accept food as food and not just as a culture. Yeah, it's good to have food as a cultural basis, on cultural basis. So we have different cultures who are known for certain food products. But because of the changing dynamics of population and populations getting mixed up and all that, the study of food acceptability and the measurement of its sensory and affective dimensions will definitely have to be taken in context. In context in the sense that the consumer should not just rely on their cultural background, but they should also be able to explore new dynamics that in place of a particular product, there's now new thinking that you want food that is nutritious, you want food that is safe, yes, but you also want food that is acceptable. So the acceptability aspect of it has to be compromised in ways that we can accept new food products. Otherwise, we can't make improvements. And I believe that even now, for most people who do not grow, for instance, in dairy-rich areas, we grow up not finding milk as an acceptable product. It's too expensive, and we probably cannot digest it. But if you continue to use milk for product development, who knows? It will be acceptable with time. So the new product development and using ingredients that are not normally done are also ways of improving the utilization of those ingredients and making them reach, get to populations that normally or culturally would not be exposed to some of those products. And everybody will be better off with that.
The Tambo African Research Chairs Initiative is shaping research activities on the continent and fostering a collaborative and impactful research environment in Africa. One of the initiative's focuses is training graduate students and postdoctoral fellows to become the next generation of research leaders in Sub-Saharan Africa. Michael spoke to Professor Salia about the impact of the Tambo Africa Research Chairs Initiative on his work and the work of his students.
To begin with, the University of Ghana has a very strong directorate for research. We call it Office of Research, Innovation, and Development. It's headed by a Pro-Vice Chancellor and has a Director of Research. It's a big secretariat that deals and promotes research by faculty and other institutes of the University of Ghana. And so in that light, it's very well established before our Tambo chair was established. In fact, the university has a number of researchers, different chairs. But what makes this one significant is that it has enabled me to seamlessly integrate into the Office of Research in the University of Ghana. And the Pro-Vice Chancellor has taken personal interest in this chair and works closely with me to make sure that we achieve the goals for which it has been established. And so for now, we have engaged a total of 9 students, making up of 5 masters and 4 PhDs. Now, these consist of mostly females and some males. And we are able to work now, focus on our research. And for me, at a personal level, this has relieved me of financial worries to focus my energies and brainstorming sessions and reviewing scientific papers and reviewing research in the areas in which these students are working. And so if you ask about some of the research that these students are working on, I said we are doing some exciting work. We have evaluated some value chains, that is food crops that are within Ghana. And we have selected some of them to work with. And the selection is based on their nutrition and economic value. And so we have these students working on various aspects of them, from smart packaging using the sustainable materials from the food waste into all kinds of packaging materials. We are also working on developing nutritious, ready-to-use formula for the aged. You know, this is a part of the population that is growing steadily that nobody's talking about. Very old people. You will take their nutrition for granted, but as they grow old, even their sense of flavor, their dentures and everything cannot deal with the regular food you eat. So you have to be sensitive to their nutritional requirements. And so we have students working on formula for the aged. We are also aware of safety issues. So I have students who are working on risk profiling of our traditional foods, assessing microbial chemical hazards on the food value chain. And our African traditional food delivery system is tedious and is still very much not very scientific in its nature, so you cannot scale up. So we are doing process optimization of traditional foods to see right from the technology of processing to even equipment design, such that we can upscale and update traditional food processing too, so that our products can be internationally competitive. So yes, so these are some of the things we have been doing since the chair was launched.
Thank you, Professor. From your perspective, how much significance is accorded to food research on the continent, and what do you feel needs to be done to develop food research infrastructure further?
This is a big question, sir. This is my take on this. Now, you realize that much of Africa, both East Africa and especially West Africa, most people work in the agricultural sector. That is to say, the agricultural sector is the biggest employer of the youth here. Now, unfortunately, there's still huge post-harvest losses, very great post-harvest losses. And it's all because of the inefficient ways in which food is handled. So post-harvest losses are a major issue affecting food availability and so food security. There still remains significant food losses, unacceptable food safety issues, and in many cases, inefficient artisanal processing methods leading to poor safety standards and variable product quality. So we are saying that we need innovations in the traditional food delivery systems to make them more sustainable. And so what we really are doing is to be able to use this opportunity to train graduate students with the types of skills needed to meet the changing dynamics of the local food system. Now, you also know that our food systems have not been adequately explored due to a lack of knowledge and technical innovations in processing and scientific methods. We are saying that if we are able to transform food using research, using technology, using engineering principles, our traditional food processing systems, then we can improve them for them to be competitive worldwide.
We go back to Ders, who tells us about the impact of the Tambo Africa Research Chairs Initiative at the National Research Fund, also known as the Fundo Nacional de Investigación in Mozambique.
The Tambo Africa Research Chairs Initiative have challenged our institutions to look on the process and also the capacity that we have internally to manage it. So specifically, we were challenged to improve our systems of grant management. So nowadays, we have a grant management that can respond online for researchers, and also under administrative research management, we have trained our staff, so now they have skills to better support this kind of initiative. So it's a new initiative. We are learning while we are implementing, but for sure, it comes to help our institutions to reorganize the structure that had in place, improving it to better respond to what is needed to support this research chair initiative. So this is very significant to our institutions to have this initiative. As you know, National Research Fund in Mozambique is a unique institution that funds research in all scientific areas. Managing the research chair is a big commitment and also a huge responsibility that the fund have to present the results of the research that is conducting by these chairs, not only in the country, but in the region and at continental level. The chair will produce more than research results. It will provide capacity building for students and also for the university. Will train communities, will bring results that we expect that will help the region to use these results. As you know, this chair that are being funded in Mozambique is from climate change, which nowadays is challenging every one of the countries. So the results will definitely comes to give answers for these challenges. As I said, the National Research Fund is the unique institution on the science, technology, and innovation system that funds research in every scientific thematic areas. So actually, we are funding joint projects with Botswana on the area of energy and also agro-processing. We are funding projects with Zambia on the area of also agriculture and energy. And we are starting our bilateral collaboration with Côte d'Ivoire, where we will fund the research on climate change. It is a smart climate technology that both countries will fund. So, but the majority of our projects that we fund on research is under agriculture, health, marine sciences, fisheries, and it is because our country is mainly agrarian and fertile areas. So it's not a surprise to have research, majority of research on agriculture. Health, we know that is a global problem, is something that we need to solve. A lot of diseases, diagnosis, and so on. So it's also not a surprise to have majority of research on these areas. And we know that Mozambique is plated with it is long coast, and marine sciences is also an area that receives a lot of research proposals.
That's all from us at Africa Science Focus today. If you want to find out more, head to the SciDevNet website. That's www.scidev.net. Today's show was produced by Alice Hurst, with editing by Ogechi Ekeanyanwu and Titilope Fadari, and reporting by Michael Kaloki. I'm Ogechi Ekeanyanwu. Until next time, goodbye. Africa Science Focus is produced by SciDevNet and distributed in association with your local radio station. This podcast was supported by the Science Granting Council's initiative, which aims to strengthen the institutional capacities of 18 public science funding agencies in Sub-Saharan Africa.